Garden Doctor. The Garden Doctor.
Hello, hello. We're not really here. We are at the fair.
No, we're really here.
We're really here?
I am live. I don't know about you.
Okay. I thought I
right.
was at the fair. I thought I was
Nope.
eating something, cotton candy or
We
something
did
like
stop
that.
by the fair, though.
Before we got here, we went directly to the fair.
We did.
And we had a
ribeye sponsored by the Cattlemen's Association.
right?
And that was pretty neat. And it looks like every night there is some type of dinner up there. There was fried chicken one night.
Last night was fried chicken, and I
Uh-huh.
believe they had a 2,000 people that they served.
Oh, my. That's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of chicken.
Sure is. But every night something's going on up there. Yeah. Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
And we are live tonight, so give us a call. The number is on the screen, or will be 825-3245. Give us a call live with your questions for gardening or what other question you might want to
whatever
ask.
you would like to ask us. Now, I want to get to this right away. This is a benefit for Jim Singer, Memorial
Siggers.
Benefit. Singers.
Mr. Siggers.
Siggers, that's right. It's Siggers. We knew him from up at the AMVETS and so forth. Read off what's going on
Well,
there.
he was a Vietnam veteran, long-term Legion member of the American Legion. Money raised will be applied to funeral costs and purchasing a headstone.
And over here, it's the times and everything.
Yes, it is going to be at Legion Post 169 in Cambridge City, Saturday, August 19th, which I believe is 2 weeks from this coming Saturday. And they're having a big spaghetti dinner and a whole big benefit and raffle and prizes and trying to raise money. And I know
It
how
costs
hard
30
it
bucks.
is. Yeah.
$30 per team.
Per team of two.
Yeah,
That's for
that's
a
for the
cornhole.
cornhole.
Yeah, they're
That's
having a
for the
cornhole
test.
tournament. So.
Right. And the spaghetti dinner, I don't remember what it is, but it's a $7 a person, I think, or something
And
like
if
that.
you says
Quite minimal.
If you have any questions, to call this Samantha Blair here, and we can give that number.
Oh, sure, give the number out.
765-524-7636, and that's if you have any questions about the benefit for James Siggers. You want to give them a call and maybe put a team together for cornhole. That would be a lot of fun.
And it's not very far of very much of a trip to go to.
And these benefits are so tough. It really is. We've been involved in several, and to raise money for people to help with their illnesses or transportation or funeral expenses. You know, it really is hard to put together a benefit, and so we like to try and help out in any way we can. And even if you think, well, my little donation isn't of much significance, believe me, it is. All of it adds up, and even a small donation is a big help. But you do get a spaghetti dinner, go out and, enjoy the company and have a good time, and it's all for a good cause.
And let me tell you, stop down to see the free fair, too.
Oh,
There's
wow.
not very many free fairs around, okay?
Well, free to get in, that's
Free to
about
get
it.
in,
But
yeah.
hey,
You
it's free to
pay
get in.
after you get there. But there's a lot of things you can do if you're
Yes.
wise. And there's so much over at the 4-H buildings and all of that stuff that's going on to support the 4-H and to support the Boy Scouts, the Boys and Girl Scouts there. It's just a fascinating day to spend roaming around over there. Now, while you're there, you might see things like a policeman being dunked.
Oh, boy.
Now, you can't have a better day than going over and seeing one of my good friends get up there and climb up on top of that seat and me stepping up with a ball and just putting them right in the water.
And, right
and
now,
there are many good friends of mine in the police department.
in this environment here lately of, the police officers being killed, which is, we send our best out to their families, and the tension between the police officers and the community, I think it's a great idea to have things like this and show that the policemen are family guys and humans just like you and me, put their pants on the same way, trying to do a job, trying to do the right thing. And we need to get together and realize we're all one community. So, that's really important right now.
I ran into a boy up there I haven't seen for quite some time, and I helped him get his first deer, learn how to shoot a bow, learn how to shoot a gun. His father and I used to go fishing a lot. His father and his father's mother and you and I used to go fishing.
That's right.
And I haven't seen him for a while, and he wears the uniform now very proudly.
Nice.
And I want a chance to
You want to dunk
put
it,
him
right?
in the water.
And also, they have the usual things, as you can see here. Yay, I won some goldfish. Yay, what am I going to do with 5 goldfish? I guess Jeff, a friend of ours, is going to get me a tank he has, a little tank with a
We're going
pump
to take
and
him out
everything.
and put him in John's pond on the end of a hook. That's what we're going to do.
I hope I have better luck with them than I do houseplants.
Yeah, oh my God.
Or else
Yeah, you
they're
do
going to be
realize
feeders.
that we go away for months at a time,
I'm going to
right?
have my fishbowl in the back seat.
Oh, fuck, crying out.
on.
We got a cat, a dog, and now
Well,
a fishbowl.
It's either that or I'm going to come in and feed him to John's eel that he has in the saltwater tank.
They
And
won't go into salt. Well, they might go into
He
saltwater.
said that they would get eaten before they would suffer.
No,
Like right now, so
down
we'll see.
the pipe. Okay, we're live here, folks.
Yes, we are. Give us a call.
825-3245. And we want your questions. We want you to fire at us. My wife, for months, has been promoting a fall garden. And let me tell
Yes.
you, it is really, truly, honestly worth the effort. You will never in your life be more proud and simple how it works. But the garden that you grow from now through until fall will be far superior to the one you grew in the spring, because very rarely do people plant a fall garden. Now, we got our tails kicked this spring. We have had storm after storm after storm, and then the season started early, and then it turned cold, and then it was way too dry to begin with, then it was way too wet, and it stayed wet, and then it got wetter. Weeds are twice as tall as our tomato plants. I've had to mow down the grass. Seriously now,
Yeah,
take a
it's
machete to
been
the grass to
crazy.
find the tomato plants. It's insane. However, if you can get the weeds out of the way, if you can prep your garden, and if you can be ready, now is the time to get out there and do something about your fall gardening. I called around, and unfortunately, there are many places not carrying fall vegetable
That's
plants.
what I found out today, because in my personal garden, I'm going based on the last freeze dates, last frost dates, and the best moon phase to plant my fall
She
garden.
likes that moon.
I do like the idea of the moon phase. I want to see, how it helps or how I noticed it didn't help. But in any case, I called Lowe's and I called Menards in Richmond. They are completely out of any vegetable plants whatsoever.
Well, they're not getting in fall vegetable plants. You don't. If there was a carryover cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprout, you don't want those.
Well, and I asked them, did they have any for
Fresh
fall
ones.
gardening?
Yep.
They said no, absolutely not.
And that's
so,
very unusual, because in the past they have been carrying some. Not so much at any. Lowe's was big. They had carried, and I'm not sure that the person that you spoke to or the person that I spoke to at the Post Road Lowe's knows what Lowe's is doing.
I don't know.
It's possible that there's still a plants there. However,
Like
I
you said,
did find plants.
Okay, great. Where?
Whitetail Acres.
Okay,
which
down in
has
Brookville.
right now ready to plant.
And not leftovers.
Not
Okay.
leftovers. These are fresh, and they've got more coming on. Cabbage, broccoli, not Brussels sprouts. They do not have Brussels
Okay.
sprouts. That's usually a failure crop in the fall, and I'll explain more of that later.
Cauliflower?
Cauliflower, yes.
Okay.
And you should most definitely plant Swiss chard right now. We plant Swiss chard 2 and sometimes 3 times a year, so that we have fresh plants coming on.
Yeah.
Not because you need them.
No, they just keep
because
going
Swiss
and going,
chard
yeah.
keeps on going as
Producing.
long as you cut it.
And even I was late getting started, and I was late getting the first cut, but still I have good right now to
And
a
it
pot
keeps coming
boil.
and coming
Yep.
and coming. And there is no better green to put in a salad, to cook, to bake. You do anything with Swiss chard. I have even used, I'm sure you make the fold-ups with the aluminum foil. I take a baked potato, cut it in half, lay it out, and then I put the hamburger in there, and I make the thing in the aluminum foil and fold it up. And I roll up into like a hot dog roll, or roll it up looking like a hot dog, Swiss chard, and put that in there with a little bit of butter in the middle, and just let it steam. And it is absolutely out of this world. You don't need anything but a little salt and pepper on it, and that little bit of butter. I don't use too much, and everything is ready to eat. Now, something I want you to try is if you guys like baked potatoes, but the skins are generally left, why bother to leave the skins to begin with? Take all of that stuff out of the skins, cook the baked potato, or cook the potato, eat the potato separate, take the skins and re-wrap them and rebake them out on your grill.
Okay.
And the skins are where all the minerals
It's
and nutrients
true.
and all that stuff is.
I generally eat my skin. I kind of, except when I'm eating out, because I'm never sure if they've washed it like I would.
Exactly,
I assume they
yeah.
do. But I cut up the skin right into the potato and eat it because I have an issue with potassium. And do you know that a potato skin has more potassium than a banana?
Now, if
So-
you really want to get freaky,
Freaky. Ooh, get freaky.
take the potato skin, dice up some rutabaga,
Okay.
dice up some turnip,
Okay.
let's see, turnip, rutabaga, where's my third one? It's got something to sweeten it. Sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Sweet
okay.
potato. Now, this is in a white skin of a white
Right.
potato. Okay, dice up these three things, mash it just a little bit
Yeah.
so that you can mix it.
Like a lumpy
and then
mash.
stuff it in
Yeah.
there and put it in and put the baked potato in just like you would anything else,
And
and
how about
it'll
some
get a
cheese
crust
on
on
top?
top. Well, that's what. Then when you open it up before you serve it, you sprinkle some cheese on top. Now the
Wow.
kids will have no idea what's in that
They won't know that's a
potato skin.
different, right.
They will eat it and they will go, wow,
That was
that
a
tastes
wild
different.
potato, too.
Yeah. And you can really actually you can do it with carrots. You can put some carrots in there. But you just mash it a little bit.
Keep it lumpy
and just
and-
blend
yeah.
it a little bit and then put it in there.
I
and-
like that. I'll have to try that.
Works
Is that
very
a
good.
hint? You would like me to make that for you?
Well, I'll make it if somebody's got to
right.
peel out some skins there. I got to have some skins.
Yeah, I got to stop eating
You
my
used to be
skin
able to
for a
buy
while.
potato skins.
Well, I think you still can frozen.
Could you?
You know, but who knows if they've been.
You know, I
zapped of
noticed
all
I can buy
nutrients.
chicken feet now too.
Ugh, who wants that?
chicken
well, for
feet.
what?
Pickle them.
And then what?
And then you
And
just
then scare people
suck
when they
the-
open your refrigerator door?
I don't know what to do with chicken feet. I really don't. Why are we going on? Oh,
Okay,
because
back
of the
to
fair.
the garden. No, I
Garden.
Fall garden.
People, you have to do a fall garden. If we drive by your house, you're not doing a fall garden. Well, you know,
What are you going to do about it?
things could happen. I could sick my dog on you.
Well, for my own personal fall garden, for instance, I'd like to have some peas. And peas you can grow from seeds. See, this chart goes
yeah, you
by
must grow them from
seeds
seeds.
or from plants. Now, you grow your peas from seeds. Now, the best weather-wise time, for frost and everything, is between August 7th and August 31st.
Coming up right here.
However, the best moon phase in which to plant them is going to be August 7th, or wait a couple weeks until the August 21st through 31st. You have 10 days there. That combines the best planting days with the best moon phase days.
And this is really
And these
important.
is from seeds.
I want you, if you wish, to try it. Do it in the moon phase and do it when it's not in the moon phase, when it's totally out of the moon phase.
You can start your kale from seed. The best time is going to be, you've got your planting dates of the best weather-wise, but your best moon phase with the best weather date is August 21st to 31st to start your kale from seeds. Now, there's a lot of other things. I was interested in the broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage. I'm assuming they're all pretty much in the same family.
They're all in the same family,
so, but the thing is, they want you to start with plants. Now, the best days
Which
for
meant
doing
you would have
that,
had to start the seeds
right.
earlier. Yeah.
So the best time for planting those plants is right now, August 1st through August 7th. I have no plants, can't buy any plants unless I go down to Whitetail.
You might also try at McDivitt's.
I should have started some seeds way back.
And then
if I'd have
I'm
thought of
not
it.
sure. What is the greenhouse up in Newcastle?
It used to be
Auctioneer.
Denny's.
Denny's.
Greenhouse.
Denny's used to grow a big selection of fall vegetables. And the one place that I could not get on the phone because they don't answer the phone unless they feel like it is the Amish greenhouse up in Hagerstown.
Yes, the
one that used to be Mama Louisa.
Now you can do your spinach right now from seed. Okay, the best time is August 1st through August 7th based on the moon phase and the weather conditions. Or wait a couple weeks and you have August 21st to September 6th for your spinach.
So you still have plenty
yes.
of time.
Turnips,
Plenty.
kale, like I said.
Oh, there used to be a guy
too late
south
for
on
any
121
corn.
when I had Neil's, he would come in and buy like 5 pounds of turnip seeds.
Oh, my.
2 pounds would seed 5 acres.
Yeah.
And he was right down on 121, and he'd been doing this for years and years and years. He would mow this field off, till it up, sow it with turnip, and then invite anybody and everybody that wanted to come to dig their own turnips for
Wow.
free. And he
Okay.
would sit out there and visit with them, and they'd come by and chat, and they might bring him some canned goods, and they might bring him some pickles or jams and jellies, you know, or
The
nothing.
old barter system. I love that.
But the last year that and he was still capable even after that he planted his turnips, he only had 4 people come. He said
Really?
they were so damn lazy, they wanted him to dig them.
Well, I've been there, done that. Yeah, it's
He
grow a
said-
whole garden, want to give it away, and people say, "Oh, well, if you bring it to me, well, that's kind of not what I had in mind."
Cook it and serve it.
If I'm gonna pick it and put it in a bucket and get
This
it in the
used to
house,
be-
it's going to the senior center, which
They
you
used to-
did the other day. Dropped off a big bucket of cucumbers down at the senior citizen center. And if I'm gonna do the work and I can't eat it, that's where it's gonna
we
go.
didn't bring any in for John.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, well, okay. Well, still some other things I want to grow is
Go ahead.
radishes, and I can't do that. The
Yeah,
best,
now Bud Whipple tried to grow radishes in the heat of the summer. You cannot do that.
It's telling
Bud.
you September 7th.
Yes,
is the
grow 'em in
best,
September,
you know,
way-
moon day and
because
weather
they're
day.
so short.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
turnips, you could start now from seed. You know, there's several, and this
August
is just
1st,
pretty
I
much
think.
based on what I want to grow. And
And was there any other things that were highlighted in there? Now, the plants, I would really call around and try to find these plants. You really don't have the time to grow them from seed. Find the plants, make sure they're young, look at the bottom, make sure it's not a hard stem, get them in the ground,
Or even-
fertilize them. They will grow into a season that is bug-free because it gets cold enough that the
Yeah.
bugs get killed.
That's great.
But the
I like
plants
that
love
part.
it and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow.
Now it says for beans from seed that
Beans?
it's actually too late. That
Oh, yeah,
the
okay.
moon was favorable and the weather
1st of
conditions
July.
for a late crop was back in July.
Right around the
so-
4th of July is when I put my last crop of beans in. And also, believe it or not, there's a short season corn that you can plant.
don't see that. It says it's pretty much too late for corn, but
Now,
then again,
there's
it's
a
not
short
going to list
season
for
corn
everything.
that you can put in, and it will grow right up
Now
into the
beets, you want to wait about 2 weeks. The prime date
too early,
for
yeah.
weather
Yeah.
and the moon phase is about 2 weeks.
Let me tell you my experience of growing beets. Okay, I'm done. I can't grow beets.
We did 1 year, I think.
I
don't
am
know.
horrible. I don't know what I'm
Okay,
doing
I'm
wrong,
done.
but I have tried 5
was good.
times and zip. Now, I used to grow beets.
What
Don't
is that?
tip my little
what
man
are you
over.
doing with that?
That's my
It's a
move-
kid's
that's my-
toy.
no, this is.
But you can go to almanac.com, and that is the Farmer's Almanac online website. And they have everything from planting calendars, information about the moon phases, anything you could ever want to know about gardening and the world in general, probably. You can find it on almanac.com. I just love that site. I really do.
You may call us if you wish. I know you're all at the fair,
Yep,
which
give
is
us a
good. You can
call.
all be
We're
at
right
the fair,
here.
and it's good weather. Nice and it's cooler actually out there. Felt like the temperature was dropping.
Yeah, it was.
So it's a good day to be out in your yard and everything like that. But listen, set your recorder on. Your TiVo.
DVR us.
Yeah,
Whoa.
TiVo us. A gentleman that we have known for years said I made a mistake and put all on my TiVo.
So he's getting all the reruns and over and over?
He got all. He got everything that we were on
Oh,
for
my.
like 3 months.
Wow.
So all he had on his TiVo was the garden
Well,
dogger.
maybe that's what he wanted. I don't know.
He told me he made a mistake, but anyway.
Well, I was thinking since everybody is at the fair playing and having a good time, maybe we should play a game. How do you feel about playing a game? Come on, let's play a game.
Play a
Okay,
game.
we have a
I
game.
never win.
There's no winners and losers. It's just
I lose.
okay. It's a game called Never Have I Ever. I'm gonna make a statement. Never have I ever something, and you're gonna admit honestly.
Hey, look how that green disappears.
Oh, yeah,
you
look
were
at that.
smart enough to do green.
How about that? I
Whoa.
have done that, or never. That's cute. I like that.
I like that.
Or never have I ever.
Never mind.
Okay, are
Okay.
you ready? Number 1. Never have I ever injured myself while trying to impress a girl or boy I was interested in. Let's see. Never.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
I would have to say, yeah.
And how was this?
Well, when I got my separation and was back in the single world for the second time after my first marriage and my second marriage, between my second marriage and my final marriage, right here,
I like how it says final, not third.
I put on my best bib and tucker, and I wore a pair of shorts, and I had sandals on and a short sleeve shirt. And I went to the ball field where the boys play ball. You know, this was before the fire. I couldn't do that after fire. I have to wear these kind of things because of the fire.
No hat?
No hat. No hat.
Oh,
And I wore a
boy.
hat all my life. So I go down there, and I am there from the parade until the sun goes
Oh, he was
down.
strutting his stuff. I can just see it now.
I was strutting my stuff, and somebody took me up on it. So this lovely lady says, well, why don't I come out tomorrow? I said, okay. And I'm all, boy, you know.
Got a date out of the
this is
deal. It
exciting.
worked, yeah.
But I got home, and I could barely walk. I was...
You don't know what's happened to you until you
Crispy
get
critter.
inside. He was sunburnt to the max.
The next day I was laid up. She thought I was trying to find an excuse.
Uh-huh.
The next day I was worse. She thought I was trying to find
No,
a
you're
worse
sun poisoned
Then
at
that
this
was
point.
it. She was done.
Oh, yes, I have actually
was
heard
insulted.
the story before. Well, I guess that didn't work out so good.
See, I lost.
Okay.
I don't like playing these games.
Next, never have I ever cried or flirted my way out of a speeding ticket.
What?
I have. In my first marriage, I cried. I was very young at the time. I cried. My husband's going to be so mad at me. I'll be in so much trouble. Please, I'm begging you, don't give me a ticket. And he let me go with a warning.
Okay, I have to kind of change.
Oh, now you want to change your answer?
Because San Francisco, I was driving a taxi cab and I got stopped. Now, if you know the culture of San Francisco,
Yeah.
they're quite liberal.
Yeah.
We had a mayor that was a cross-dresser, and he would get in my cab and change clothes between the time that he left his house and the time he got to work.
Oh, nice.
And he would do the opposite on the way home. So, getting stopped by a policeman that was a member of the other team, so to speak, was not unusual. So I did kind of flirt my way out of it.
You flirted with a male police officer?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's so funny.
See, I don't win at this game.
All right, here's another one. Never have I ever seen an alligator or crocodile in the wild.
Oh, yeah.
In the wild?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so have I.
I told you I waited in the swamps with my father
With
and
your father
stole
down in
cypress
Kissimmee,
knees.
right, I'm from Florida, too.
I
Okay.
love what this is doing here. It's just
Isn't
so
that cute?
cool.
Okay,
it goes right
never-
straight through me. Look, I'm not here.
That's crazy.
Boom, boom,
I should have
boom,
made it
boom,
blue or something. Never have I ever walked out of a movie because it was bad.
Never.
I have.
No.
Yeah, definitely I have.
Well, that's all you.
Okay.
You know, there's no red lights
I
over
don't
here,
even
but
want
these
to go
cameras
any
are on.
further with that one. All right, never have I ever broken a bone.
Nope.
I have.
Never. Never ever.
I broke my right arm when I was in kindergarten. I fell out of a tree, broke my right arm. Had
And she has
kindergarten with
been
a cast.
stitched more than most of the dresses she wears.
Never have I ever completely forgot my lines in a play.
Oh, yeah.
Never have I ever, because I've never really been in a
Oh,
play.
boy.
so-
I've had to fake more Shakespeare than you could imagine.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
rewrote the whole book. Keep on going.
That's not in there. All right, never have I ever fallen in love at first sight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kind of. It was just like that.
It was before you even got inside.
I didn't even know his name. So
Didn't even know her name.
And I had a pretty good feeling right then. Never have I ever had a paranormal experience,
Paranormal
I have.
experience.
like a vision or
Oh, yeah.
abducted by aliens or you know.
All of the above.
Right. I've had things I've
I
thought
even had this baby.
were miracles, you know. Okay, I have never have I ever accidentally said I love you to someone. He has. This
To
is
his
funny.
daddy.
Fred. Because every time he talks to me on the phone, he says, "Okay, honey, love you." Well, he's talking to Fred one day, and he goes, "Okay, love you." And Fred says, "I love you too."
Yeah, he did.
That's good. Never have I ever hitchhiked.
Oh,
I
yes. Oh,
Absolutely.
certainly.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was
That was your mode of
that was it.
transportation. Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Never have I ever been trapped in an elevator.
Trapped? No.
Trapped.
Never.
Okay. See, we're not only just learning more about the life in general, about each other. I enjoy these exercises where I learn more about my husband after 18 years.
Let's get to the part where I enjoy it.
Okay. Never have I ever been so burnt I couldn't wear a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
My mother thought that she was going to do a favor for us, my sister and I, who she didn't come to see but once every 5 or 6 years. She took us to the beach, salt water, for the entire day.
Never been outside to the
Never
ocean.
had we been to the ocean, and we were crispy critter in the hospital, soaking in aloe,
Oh, my.
giving us IVs of Coca-Cola.
Oh, my goodness. That's wonderful. All right. Never have I ever thrown up on a roller coaster.
I have, and I ain't getting on one of them things
You
again.
threw up on the roller coaster?
Yeah.
Did it get on somebody else?
All the people that were from me
That's
back.
disgusting. I've almost thrown up and had to swallow it, but
When I got off, I pointed at the person beside
yeah,
me.
right. Oh my God, I can't
Well,
believe
they
you
didn't
did
know
that.
I'd thrown up,
Oh wow.
and everybody went,
Yeah, right. Okay. Never have I ever snuck into a movie.
"Oh, oops, yes, I
have.
Yep.
A drive-in. After.
Oh, I snuck. I lived in the drive-in, so I couldn't sneak
Well,
in.
we snuck in, me and my first husband. We didn't have money to pay to get in, but after they'd let everybody into the movie, you have a double feature. Usually the second one's like a B movie. And after they would let everybody in and close the booth, we would drive in through the out lane. This was down in Miami. And then watch. Of course, we missed the first part of the first movie, but whatever. We were at the drive-in, had the baby and everything. So,
Oh, life is exciting.
Okay. Never have I ever had someone slap me across the face. Never.
Nope.
Never. Really?
Nope.
I'm surprised with the way
Hey!
you talk to people. I don't know. Never have I ever cried in public because of a song. I have.
Oh, yeah.
Songs
can
make you
Songs
cry.
that I sing.
And it
I
feels
cry.
good to cry. When
Sure it does. Ain't nothing wrong with a man crying.
Okay. Never have
Women
I
like
ever
it, by the way.
been to a country in Asia. I have never.
Oh, I think
But
I
he
have.
has. I think
I have.
Vietnam counts as being in Asia, right? Okay.
How many of these things you got?
Well, I figured we'd play. Never have I ever been screamed
You all
at.
at the fair, so she's playing.
Have been screamed at by a customer at my job.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Yes.
He
Jane
has.
Wilson chased me with a broom and
I
cussed
would
me
love to
out
have seen that.
and was giving me all kinds of what for, and then the next day she called me up and she says, "Where are you? Get over here." That's the kind of person she was.
Never have I ever spent a night in the woods with no shelter. Never.
On purpose, many times.
Never.
Many times. Probably 50.
Never have I ever been without heat for a winter or AC for a summer.
I didn't even know
Never.
what air conditioning was.
No,
I had
I'm a city
no
girl,
idea.
so I don't know.
Now, heat, we know what heat is in New Hampshire.
Never have I ever lied about a family member dying as an excuse to get out of doing something. I have never done that. You don't lie about somebody
Oh, my
dying.
gosh.
Right? I think people actually have done it.
Where'd you get these questions?
Never have I ever bungee jumped. Never.
No, but I used to
Nope.
rappel.
Not doing it. No. Never have I ever stolen something from a restaurant.
Well, I don't know about that. I think I have.
I have, but it's like, sugar packet off the table to go with my tea.
No.
What?
I got straight up, walked out, never paid nobody.
Oh, you mean stole your whole meal?
4 years later, I went back to the same place and I asked if they recognized me.
Really?
Yeah. And the
Oh,
guy
my
said, "Yes, I know." He didn't know me from nobody.
he doesn't know
but
you.
I paid for my
Okay,
meal.
Good. Never have I ever thought I was going to drown.
Oh, God. Yes.
And that wasn't too long ago.
Well,
that
that's
was the
only
canoe
one
trip,
time.
and that was
Yeah.
only one time. Okay.
I've done that twice before. I thought I was going to drown.
And never have I ever worked at a fast food restaurant. I have not, actually.
I have.
You have?
Yes,
Really?
Yes.
Which one?
Actually, I the Man's Grill. I took over the Man's Grill
okay.
up
Is
there.
that considered fast food? I guess?
Oh, yeah. The way
Okay.
we did it.
Never have I ever looked through someone else's phone without their permission. Never. Would never. If I feel
I
the need
started
to do
looking
that-
through my son's phone, remember?
Um,
But I thought it was necessary.
Right, yeah.
So I have, yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever read a whole novel in one day.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Thought I was, but didn't.
Never have I ever thrown something into a TV or computer screen.
I have cussed
Never.
that screen often, and
I've
I will
wanted
continue to, but no, I
Good.
haven't thrown anything at it yet.
Never have I ever.
Now, with the people up here, we throw things at them all the time.
Never have I ever had a tree house.
Yep.
He
I had
still
a
does.
fantastic,
I never
and I
had a
still
tree
have a
house.
tree house. Whoop, whoop,
He had
I
one
have.
out way back in the sycamore tree for his older boys, and then his younger boys come along, and now he
Now
took
I
their
have my own
playhouse,
treehouse.
put it way up in the tree as an observation station.
That's right. I can see my whole kingdom.
We're almost done. Never have I ever danced in an elevator.
We have.
We
do,
actually
and
did
we
it
just did
on
right
the
over
way
here.
up to the studio.
And it's probably on video, and they probably streamed it out.
Camera in the
He's
elevator.
got cameras everywhere. He's on vacation. I'm in the parking lot, and he calls me and says, Harold, what are you doing in the parking lot? Hell, he's all the way up in Michigan or something on bungee jumping
Yeah,
across
right.
the United States. Or air flight.
Zip lining.
Zip
That's what he
lining.
liked. All right, never. This one I didn't understand because I don't hate anybody like this. But never have I ever worked with someone I hated with the burning passion of 1,000 suns.
Now, that's some serious
Never.
stuff.
How about you, Justin?
Never, ever, ever,
No.
never.
Says
He's going hiding his head in there. Though.
never have I ever dyed my hair a crazy color.
Oh, yeah. Mohawk and all.
I have, but it was accidental.
No, I do things on purpose.
I dyed my hair and it turned out a funky shade of orange.
My ex-wife thought she would make a statement, and she allowed both of the boys, they were then 5 and 7, to get mohawks and to get them dyed flaming red.
Wow.
Yeah. So the boys said, well, what, Dad, we got to wear these to school. I said, yeah, you definitely going to wear them to
Yeah,
school.
it's a hairstyle now.
It's
Kinda
time
stuck
for you
with
to learn it. Yeah, but back then it wasn't.
And then after 2 days of school, they didn't want that no
They
more.
didn't want after the first day. Everybody's making fun of them and ha, ha, ha.
All right. Never have I ever been awake for 2 days straight.
You betcha. Yes, yes, yes.
For me, it's not possible.
We had to climb Mount Washington, and the storm came in, and when we got to the top, we had no choice but to get back down off that mountain, and we were up for about 41 hours, and it was very necessary.
Well, I don't know how I would survive, because I know even when my son
we were
was
delirious.
dying in the hospital, I slept in a chair because I just give out after so many. I never
We were
had a
afraid
bedtime.
to fall asleep because we might freeze to
and I
death.
never had a bedtime as a child because I would automatically just go to bed. I'm not a night person, can't stay up like that. Never have I ever been on TV or the radio. Nope, never.
Never.
Been on TV or the radio. Nope.
I used to love my radio show, me and Mike Peacock. I would make him so nervous. He would go, Harold, don't do that again. Please don't do that again. You're going to give me a heart attack.
And
We're on live radio.
And never have I ever lied on a TV show. I guess I did just lie, so I did lie
Certainly
about
I
that.
have, yeah.
All right, last but not least, never have I ever gotten stitches.
Oh,
Where's your
boy.
paddle?
I've got stitches.
I have.
I'm trying to think where all. I got him in my hand here. And, of course, the surgery. And then I had 776 staples. And they lost 18, I think, 19.
Yikes.
And they sent me home with a staple puller.
Oh, yeah, what are you going to do with that?
I'm supposed to go like this, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And we would find them with a magnet.
Wow.
And then we would make a little slice
Dig it out.
surgically. And fortunately, I had nurses that I was living with,
Oh,
Mark
my,
and
yeah,
his wife.
They found them.
And they would, the girls would find them. His daughters, they were so good. They were my nurses. And they would find them with the magnets, and then they would come in and slice, and they'd make the girls go out of the room, and then they'd go in with, oh my God.
Terrible, terrible.
And they still didn't find, we're still missing count of 4.
Well, I had stitches. I was quite a clumsy child. I don't know, you cannot possibly imagine that.
Run into by a car.
I had 40 stitches in my face before I was 4, and I have the scars to prove it. You know, here and here and here, and all these things.
But
Daddy,
her grandfather
watch me jump
was
rope,
brilliant.
splat,
Her grandfather was a brilliant
He
surgeon.
was a surgeon, yep.
And he did what's called small
He was very interested in plastic surgery.
small
he wanted the
stitch,
nerves
small
to reconnect to where
something.
the face would move naturally
so that
again.
he
right.
would line it up so that all the nerves would grow back together.
Yeah.
And then his stitching was this way different. so that it would pull the nerves together. But
Well,
it was
at one point, everybody, all the ladies in my family, my mom and aunts, were all getting sewing machines, and I fell again, had to go in and get some stitches, and my older brother says to my mom, "What kind of sewing machine does Grandpa have?"
one that sews up this girl
He
right
had
here.
To sew me up all
Okay,
I
we have an outtake.
There's your game,
That
folks.
we have. What we did was I went around and I did an update on a couple of ponds. One of them, if you remember, was a frog pond that was completely grown across with plant material. You could not get into this pond. It was only about that deep.
Yeah.
And when I got it cleared out, it happened to be about 5 foot deep in the middle. I had no idea that it was a tier constructed deal. I'm still working on it.
It's full of roots, full of plants.
Oh, we had to lift up the plants and cut them into cubes with serrated knives
to get out of there,
and just to get chunks out of there. And the roots on some of these iris were twice as big as your thumb.
Wow.
It was quite a task. And then the other pond is out at the Sawyers there, and they have been working on that for quite some time, and he keeps taking it apart and reinventing it, and he enjoys doing that. He's retired now, so he can do that. So without further ado, if they're ready back in the shop, we're going to go directly to the outtake.
Okay.
We're revisiting a few ponds today. This one here, on an earlier version we visited, and it was absolutely solid plants all the way across from one side to the other. These iris over here to my right, you can hear the bullfrogs are not happy with me. These iris at the right had made a mat all the way across this entire area out to where the big rocks are there. And we had to literally lift that and cut it with a serrated knife in order to open that section up. These lily pads here had grown out and had engaged with the iris, the variegated iris that are on the other side, and that was a solid mat. Now, I had no idea that this pond was about 4.5 to 5 foot deep, but when we got out in the middle of it, we discovered that there was a gravel bottom that dropped down from a stone ledge. You got an upper stone ledge, goes down to a flat. That would be the flat where the plants were supposed to remain. Then you had another stone wall that dropped down, and that would be where the fish were or where the open water area was. And then you had another area that dropped down even further, if I can get it to focus down in there, and it's not going to, I don't think, down in the water because of the reflection. But down in the very middle is another drop down, and that was to hold a jet fountain that pushed water straight up. Now that fountain is currently being worked on, and we will revisit again and show you everything as it comes. Now we had to flush this out about 7 or 8 times because the whole pond was completely full of muck. And it was, the leaves decaying over the years, the plants dying in the root structure. So, and that has to be serviced and maintained. You have to get that done on a regular basis. Now, this is an unusual waterfall here. It pumps up. I should show you over there. That's where the pump is. All of the water runs back in through that receiver right there. Goes into a pretty good size hose. It's about maybe a 4-inch hose, 3-inch I guess it is, and it takes it up through underground up to where it bubbles out up here in this fiberglass container at the top. Now it just gurgles out, I guess, onto this flat rock, and then goes from the flat rock down underneath the gravel, and then runs eventually back down to this pond. All of this, of course, is covered with a black vinyl underneath. I probably will be raising that up higher to give them a little bit of a waterfall type appearance, and making all of that business up there disappear. It's an absolute beautiful structure and deck and walkway and so forth here that surrounds it and gives them an opportunity to enjoy it from many angles. And then back over here, I'm going to sweep right by where Jeff is. Jeff right here is holding my camera and equipment for me. Smile, Jeff. He's smiling. There you go. All right, then over here is the patio that this walkway comes down off and runs into. May even be opening that patio up a little bit to make it more friendly, but it's just a beautiful environment here. And the pond is the centerpiece, and it will remain the centerpiece, and we will be showing you the progress of that. And I don't know, I think the frogs actually like us. I think we took some of them out, thinned things down a little bit, and it kind of probably helped the competition a little bit. But they were quite heavy this spring and prolific and quite loud in their courting. So, but we only found like 6 or 8 pollywogs. The water bugs are starting to come back. We had some beautiful, absolutely beautiful dragonflies come swooping in, and there are a total of 3 different colors of pond lily, and we'll try to show you some of that. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to go visit another pond now and see how they're coming on their project. We're back out at the Sawyers, and he's got a beautiful fire pit over there, and there's a lovely place to get out of the sun and away from the bugs and everything. And Gary told me that those flowers were absolutely gorgeous just a little while ago, as were so many people, so you can all relate to that. Now this is this beautiful pond that he created and designed. Had some help building it, but that gentleman's not here today. But he's in the finishing process. But knowing Gary and how he works, much of this will change the next time we return. We're going to turn the water off eventually and show you all of these beautiful fish. You can start to see a few of them down there, but they are just in absolute gorgeous condition. Now we're going to swing over here to Gary and let him tell you about the pond and what's going on there.
Hi, Harold. Well, we were talking about my filter system, this under the ground filter system before this new system I got, and I was talking about ick. You can add approximately 20 pounds of salt a week to this. This will sit here and it will
Gradually dissolve, just
gradually
like in a
dissolve, just like that, and it goes into the water. And this is water softener salt, nothing special about it. You can find salt in the stores for fish aquariums and that kind of thing. This is just water softener salt.
Back to the studio, and we will see you there. Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you, Harold.
That first pond that you saw was the one that was completely solid plants all the way across. You could not walk in it.
Couldn't see the
You
bottom.
couldn't see it. It did not exist, literally. And I have some before and after we're going to kind of splice together in a later show. We'll show you the whole thing. Now, we're not done with that yet. We're going to put the jet back in that was in there. We're going to put some dye in the water. If she's not going to put fish in, we'll probably put some blue dye in there. She might want to put some fish in there. Because I'm retired, I'm very slow. So it's taken me, what, 2 months to do this?
A while, yeah.
Because, I go out and fiddle for
I didn't
an hour
know there
or two.
were any landscape emergencies anyhow. So
You know what? There are. There are.
I guess there are, but-
I have received calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on a number of occasions. And you would be surprised. I had a lady call me.
Well,
and there
when
was
the pump flies off the end of the hose in the middle of the night, shooting your pump water out
especially
all
the
over,
ones
you
that have
know?
alarms on.
Yeah.
I have some of my ponds, if something goes wrong, there's an alarm that goes off. And if that alarm goes off, then it rings my phone just as if you had a security problem in the house.
That's right.
So, and some
As
of
it
these,
should.
when I was doing the Indianapolis Zoo and doing Kings Island and some of these other major landscapes and major waterfalls and major fountains and so forth, you had to be Johnny on the spot all the time. I had a plumber in both locations that didn't make any difference what hour of the night it was, and he specialized in this.
And especially if there's fish in ponds. I mean, people get attached to these fish. They can cost quite a bit of money, and you can't lose all your fish because of a malfunction.
You betcha. And it will pump all the water out sometimes. We had one pond that did not have a alarm on it, pumped all the water
out.
What happened was the pond froze over in the middle of the night, but the water pump kept pumping. And it froze at an angle that was just right for the water to flow over and out. And so now there's no water. The fish have nothing to be in. They can actually freeze and come out of it fine. That's not a problem.
That's so weird.
But with no water, the fish were out of water, and the pond was out of water, and the pump was was running dry. So we were about to burn up a pump that's probably
expensive in
$1,200,
any case,
$1,500. The fish were, there was some massive fish. And it just so happened that that day, it was one of the days that I swung by to check, and I was in a panic. I really was. Then there was another day where I got a call and the alarms had gone off, and I got out and the heaters had crossed something and the electrical system had smoked. And,
my word.
Yeah. But, you know, there are some plant emergencies.
Yeah, fine,
the doctor's on call.
I didn't think there were.
Yeah,
any
well, there are.
landscape
You just
emergencies,
pay
but,
attention.
well, getting back to the fair business. What's
Fair,
going
we
on
got a lot of
this
stuff
week?
going on at fair this week.
Tonight was the Cattleman's ribeye dinner.
But you can go to last night. Last night they had chicken,
But
right?
you can't go there last night.
This is TV. We can
No,
rewind.
You can't. Now, tomorrow night, there's pulled pork and chicken by the Connorsville High School Band Boosters. Okay, and that's at 5 to 8 tomorrow.
Cool.
We're also having the Demolition Derby. That's always big fun out at the
Yep,
fair.
Jeff, you're going to that, right?
Really
Demolition Derby?
7 p.m. tomorrow. Livestock sale tomorrow at 6 p.m. out at the
You wanna buy any
Memorial Circus
livestock?
Arena. You
It's
know,
a bull, a cow,
cows
a
and
pig? You don't wanna
stuff.
buy any of that
Don't wanna
livestock
buy a pig? Okay.
There you go. Buy a pig.
And then they've got your big, the national tractor pull thing Saturday at 7 p.m. So, yeah, a lot of still going on at the fair. Get out there, and there's got to be something for everybody there. So, you know, and just walk around and do a little bit of shopping and eat some food. 'cause
I want
that's
to
the
talk
best part
about
of
a
food.
serious issue here.
Let's talk about serious.
I suffer a great deal from
Yes, you
Agent
do.
Orange toxicity.
Yep.
It's taken years and
Which
years
is
and
an
years to get.
herbicide,
Yeah, it's an herbicide. Defoliant, a product that.
a weed killer.
It's a weed killer, right. And something else that's a weed killer is Roundup. And currently, Roundup is in the news. They have identified that Roundup is directly related to some people. Different people have different sensitivities to all sorts of things. So there's going to be one person allergic to something somewhere, rocks for crying out loud. But
But if
in this
many
case,
people commonly have the same conditions for being exposed to the same thing, you can accept
then you
a link.
have a mini epidemic on your hands, and
Right.
you also have to warn the public. And then the public, you know, normally there's an attorney that gets
There are
involved.
now
and-
lawyers putting together, I don't know, either individual or class action suits against the Monsanto company that makes Roundup.
My point has always been the same. If it kills anything, if it's a bug killer and they say on it completely organic, you can put it on your food, on your sandwiches and eat it. If it kills anything, there is some negative in
It
it.
can't be good to eat long term. Come
Yeah,
on.
and
It's just
so
common sense.
Roundup, which has been used profusely everywhere in every spectrum of our
From
food
commercial
chain,
farming to yard
to
farming.
I have sprayed hundreds of thousands of gallons of Roundup
And
back when I
before
was
you
doing
ever
it.
thought it might be toxic, no mask, no protective clothing, no
so now
sleeves
they're
and
highly
gloves.
recommended, and I always highly recommend that you wear rubber boots and that you also wear chaps, rubber chaps,
Long
because you get
sleeves.
it on your pants, and then your wife has to deal with it, or whoever does your laundry.
Gloves,
You want to wear gloves
a mask.
and a mask. Now, a mask I'm really bad about. I don't wear a mask, but and I don't spray except for my own benefit.
If you spray and
currently,
inhale any of that little spray, spittle, you know.
it has been proven to cause non-Hodgkin's
Hodgkin's
lymphoma. That's a bad news critter right there. That's leukemia.
And that's not a maybe. That's not.
No, that's
maybe.
not. No, that's been proven. Diabetes is on the list. There are a number of other things that.
enlarged liver and overweight, obesity.
List off some more joints.
I don't have the list in front of me.
Arthritis, early onset arthritis.
A lot of things that, you know.
And if you have in the past sprayed commercially or professionally or as a farmer, tons and tons of Roundup,
not
you
just
need to
once
go
or
down and
twice.
get checked out.
Yeah.
you really need to go down, point it out to your doctor, tell them about this new study, tell them that this
Tell
has
'em you
come
used
around,
it. You swam in it
and
for
get
years,
after it,
and-
because it took us almost 25 years to get the military to do anything whatsoever
About
on Agent Orange. And even now, they deny most of the side effects that
Yeah, they list a few that they all agree on, but there's so many others. 'Cause
Many of 'em-
everybody's individually is different, and so you're going to have different side effects. But most of these people have some of the same side effects, so it's kind of a given. But yeah, it took a long time to get that.
So
taken
right
care
along
of.
with this, I want to tell you how to best use a weed control.
Let's do that. Oh wow, you're in big trouble now.
I turned it off.
John, it's all his fault. He did it. Give me that. You keep talking.
Well, it's Forrest, so say hi to Forrest.
Hi, Forrest. We're on TV right now. He forgot to shut off his phone. Can we call you back?
We got to
Okay,
pipe him
love
through the
you.
live. Okay, so
All right, bye.
it's best that you find out how to control the environmental conditions to best use Roundup so that you don't use too much of it and don't overspray and don't have to use it over and over again. Use as little as you possibly can. So it's very, very important that you understand how Roundup or all of these weed controls and weed killers work. One of the worst is actually the granular that goes on your lawn. It's also one of the best, because it's a granular that lays on your lawn, so it's not airborne, and you don't have the particles. But you pick it up on your shoes.
I was gonna say, in your
you
little
pick it up on
dogs,
your hands. The
feet.
dogs, the cats, everything walks in this
Yes.
stuff every time
so
the
afraid
dew
of
releases it.
Chemicals for Toby, so
So,
small.
what you need to do with Roundup and what you need to do with all weed controls is the healthier the plant, the easier it is to kill.
That's true. Every piece of literature I printed today talked about that. When it's in, you can use it in cooler temperatures, but only if the weed or the plant is still in its full growth.
It has to be growing. It has to be a cool
It
weather
can't be like,
crop.
say you want to kill grass and it's gone dormant already. That's not going to work. When it's growing, it's taking in nutrients through its cells, and when it's taking in nutrients, it's also taking in the Roundup all the way to the root.
So
and
what
that's
you
when it
want to do
works best.
is minimize how much Roundup you use to get the maximum effect that you're looking for. You also need to know what product. If you're spraying poison ivy, it's not going to do any good to use just Roundup. You need poison ivy control.
They even make
if
their own
you're
brand there.
spraying for brush, you need brush
Brush
control.
control.
If you're spraying for a complete ground clear that you don't want anything to grow there for a period of 36 months or 12 months or whatever, you need to get the right product for the right job and apply it exactly as it says on
That's
the label.
right.
However,
more is not better, and less does not save you any money if you have to do it again. So
get the environmental conditions to be as close to perfect as possible. Get the plant to be in as good a health and as vigorous a growth as it possibly can be. So if you're controlling big areas of grass, mow them first. Don't scalp them, because that won't work. You can't spray the roots and expect it to control. It has to go on the foliage, be carried down through the foliage into the root structure in order for it to work properly. Mow high, bush hog off, or whatever you can do to this area. Make sure there's not a big buildup of dead grass laying on top of what you're going to try to treat. You may have to even rake it off, because you need full exposure of the new growing foliage. Fertilize that area. Fertilize it
make
about
it want to boom. Make it want to like
6
really
to 10
go
days
gangbusters, and
before you try to kill it, because the healthier it is, the stronger it's growing, the better off you'll be.
takes that
If
in.
it needs lime, put lime on it. Treat it like a crop that you're trying to grow. Get it as healthy, as strong, as vigorous as you can. Make sure that the wind is in your favor. By that I mean coming from behind you, if there's any breeze at all,
And watch
because you
for
don't want
drift.
drift in your face
Or drift on
or
other
drift on
plants.
other plants,
Yes.
because this stuff will.
I've made that mistake before.
And you can put a product in there that'll make it heavier. There are products out there, and I like to put a surfactant in there, which is a product that makes it stick a little better.
They use that on corn crops and soybean crops to make it really stick.
I put in a little bit of soap.
Oil or so? Oh, soap.
Yeah,
okay.
you can put a little bit of soap in there. There's
And
an oil
that'll do
that
it.
you can put in there, just a surfactant. Just
Yeah,
look up
it
surfactant.
just makes it stick instead
Pick
of
out what you
roll off.
want. By dissolving some of the dirt that's on the plants, this product can penetrate in quicker. And by dissolving the outer shell that is on the insects, your insecticides can penetrate better too. So I put soap in everything. I put it in all of the sprays, and it'll foam up on you if you don't put it in as a last
Yeah,
additive.
last step. This is soap. Okay.
You may also want to put in an agent of a dye. A bluing dye is what's very common,
Yes.
and that way you know exactly where you sprayed,
see your
so that
spray,
you can
yes.
see how much coverage you get. The rule of thumb is that 80% of the plant should be covered by a concentration, an adequate concentration of the spray, not the stem, but the foliage.
Foliage, right.
The foliage. So when it starts dripping off, you're past.
Yeah.
You've put on too much.
Not to drip,
Now you
just to
waste
wet.
it. Just put it on so that 80% is covered, and
Again, more is not going to be better.
more is not going. You can pour it on. I've seen people overspray,
Hmm.
overspray and overspray. What did they say?
He's giving us.
There
some
you go.
time.
All right.
I wanted to get into another thing.
Okay,
that you had
I'm going to
brought
let her
home.
jump to that, but be very careful
Yes.
with the Roundup. Read the label very careful. Anything that you spray, read the label and put that stuff up or use it all up.
No, I know I like to because we have a little dog and we have a cat and we enjoy our pets, and I always like to push, especially this time of year, make sure your dogs and cats are on heartworm preventative as well as flea control and tick control of some kind, because it's uncomfortable for them, it's uncomfortable for us. Our little dog takes HeartGuard and he takes NexGuard, which does a wonderful job with fleas and ticks. Now, we went to something that was promoting the spaying and neutering of your pets. And I know it's an expensive thing to do, and when you have limited resources, you know, that's a lot of the reason why people don't get their animals fixed. It's just expensive. Veterinary costs are very expensive now. But there is a spay and neuter assistance program called SNAP from the Spay Neuter Services of Indiana. And if you are in any type of public assistance, such as you get energy assistance or food stamps, a VA disability, Medicaid, not Medicare, if you get free lunch at school, Section 8 housing, if you're on Social Security disability, if you're on WIC or if you're on SSI, you qualify to get your pet neutered for $20. Spayed or neutered for $20.
That's
now,
a big deal, and it
And
needs to be done.
It does, and they showed a chart of, you know, and this is from the SPCA, okay, this one paper, which I won't ever send them a dime because they emotionally blackmail me with those commercials of poor
yeah.
dogs who probably should be put
But
down.
we
They're
very
so
much
sick,
support-
and makes me cry. So, but I am in favor of this, and they showed a thing. One unspayed cat has 4 kittens, okay, and then a few, you know, within 8 months later, that has 4 more and 4 more and 4 more, and that's how many, you know, stray
That's
animals.
in a course of a year, right? 16 months.
Right, in the course of a year, that's how many one cat can make, that many animals that have no food, that may be disease-ridden, that may be affected by fleas and ticks. So please get your animal spayed or neutered.
Want to
That can be done.
make a
Low
special
cost.
statement about your
Please.
dogs in the lake. What is it?
Oh, yes. If your dog goes swimming in the lake or even in the river waters, because of the blue-green algae problems we have, because dogs lick themselves constantly after they get wet, when you get home, give your dog a bath. You're supposed to take a hot shower too yourself. Before I'll even get in the shower, give the dog a bath. It's more important. They lick themselves. we
Carry some
don't.
of those wipes with you. Get a towel. Get that dog dried off right away.
Yes.
Wipe it off with the wipes, the baby wipes or whatever they are.
We treat
and
our
then
dogs
wash it when you get home, because
like our kids. I mean, come
they
on.
will lick so much into their stomach by the time you get home that
They
that
could die
they
from
could,
this,
they could be
especially
in
a
serious,
small animal. So
serious
watch out
trouble.
for your pets.
You have to watch out for your pets, and you have to watch out for yourself. If you do have chemicals around the house, we want to make sure that you lock those chemicals up, or that you take them to the appropriate place for them to be disposed. Because if they're chemicals that you don't need, and they're not using, you need to get rid of them. It's
Never
just like
have
having.
we ever ran over our time limit, and we're about to do that. We got a minute left.
We ain't run over anything.
We're just about to.
We have had medicines in our cabinet that we don't use. Now, did you tell them about what's coming on after our show?
We have coming on after this show tonight at the fair parade, and the fair queen.
Right after us,
It's going to be on TV3 immediately following this program tonight, August 3rd. Okay.
Am I the fair queen?
No, you're not.
Did I run?
You should be.
Did I get any votes?
20 seconds, honey. We're almost done.
20 seconds. Well, I love
Never
20
ran
seconds.
out of
In
time
20
yet.
seconds, I can do a lot. We love you, Connorsville. We are going to be back in 2 weeks. See you then. Bye-bye.
The garden